What's going on, guys? Thrashback here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new video where today I'm running through my 2018 NHL Mock Draft and I'm extremely excited for the draft coming up, you guys. I have no idea. And I just want to say congratulations to the Washington Capitals on winning the Stanley Cup last night. It's awesome. That's great. Honestly, I think Vegas, the story that Vegas has is absolutely incredible. But Obi lifting that cup and seeing Oshie's speech, there's just nothing like it. That was absolutely unreal. So congratulations to them. And now that they've won the cup, now that the playoffs are over, we know where everyone's going to be picking. So let's go ahead and see what I got. And before we do get into the video, I want to go ahead and shout out today's sponsor, Crossbar Consulting, and the 2018 NHL Draft Guide. Well, if you're like me and you guys love the draft as much as I do, and you want to know everything you possibly can about the players that your team drafts, this is going to be the guide for you. They have a top 100 draft rankings with in-depth player profiles for each one of them. That's 2.5 rounds of in-depth profiles, so it's not just day one. You're heading into day two, you get to see all about these different players. Now guys, you can see the website on the screen there. The link is down in the description. Make sure you go check them out. Let me know what you guys think. I really think that's a really cool product. They spent a lot of time on it, they worked really hard on it, and they did a great job. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, with pick number 1, Rasmus Dahlin. Is there even a debate? I don't think so. Dahlin's going to go number 1. He's going to Buffalo, and he's going to lead the team out of the dumps. Him and Eichel are going to be elite. This is going to be a crazy, scary team. Coming 2 or 3 years, they're going to be so good. Rasmus Dahlin, a franchise defenseman, going number 1. With pick number 2, with the Carolina Hurricanes, they've already stated they're going to be taking Andrei Svechnikov, and I don't think that is a mistake. I think Svechnikov's going to be the best forward in this year's draft. Obviously, I'd love to have him in Detroit. We have his brother, but Svechnikov going to Carolina, pick number 2. Now, number 3, this one's very interesting. I have the Montreal Canadiens taking Filip Zadina. Now, there's been a lot of debate online on who they could take. They could take Zadina, they could take Tkachuk, they could take Kotkaniemi. There's a lot of prospects out there that Montreal needs, but I think that it makes the most sense for them to take Zadina. I think he has a higher ceiling than Tkachuk, and I mean, even though he's not a center, and they really do need a center, I think that it'd be a mistake to pass on Zadina. If they do not take Zadina, I believe it will be because they're trading the pick. I believe they will trade pick number 3, maybe move down to 7 or 8, and take another forward while getting another pick. Pick number 4, the Ottawa Senators, I have them taking Adam Bockfist, the defenseman, and I think he's going to be a great fit there. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk of Erik Karlsson leaving. They need that backup just in case he does leave. If Karlsson's gone, they need that next big defenseman to come in. Adam Bockfist is exactly that. He's right-handed, he has great vision, and you know what? He's going to be a great defenseman for the Ottawa Senators. Pick number 5, I tossed and turned on this one. I wasn't sure who I was going to say. I am going to say Brady Tkachuk for the Arizona Coyotes. Now, I was also going with Noah Dobson. It was in between the two, but I'm going to go with Brady Tkachuk on this one. Get that skilled forward up there. He's a big body. He likes to hit. Obviously, he's a Tkachuk. And I think he'd be a good fit in Arizona. Now, pick number 6. The Detroit Red Wings, my team. I think they're going to be taking Quinn Hughes in this one. Obviously, his size is a little bit, it's concerning. But he plays in Michigan. He's an offensive defenseman. And I think Detroit would have a great pick with this one. He'll be a top 2 defenseman. That's my opinion on this. There's a couple other defensemen they could take, including Noah Dobson, who I was just talking about, and Evan Bouchard. It's going to be one of those 3. It has to be defenseman. It has to be. And I'm going to go with Quinn Hughes out of those 3. Speaking of Noah Dobson, at number 7 by the Vancouver Canucks, I see them taking him. Again, it could be any one of these defensemen, but I think Vancouver definitely does need defensemen. And Noah Dobson, he's going to be an amazing defenseman, there's no doubt about it. Him, Bockfist, Dahlin, this might be the best year for defensemen that we've seen in a very long time. The thing with Noah Dobson is he's 6'3", he's a big guy. And the only thing I don't like about him is his lack of a physical game. Not that he's, against it, but I watched him play in the Memorial Cup, and he's just, I didn't see him do too much as a physical guy. That could totally change, and I may have just not seen the right footage, but Noah Dobson for Vancouver is going to be a steal. At pick number 8, the Chicago Blackhawks, I have them taking Oliver Wahlstrom, which I think is going to be a steal again. I think that's a big pick for Chicago. I think they need defensemen. I think that it'd be smart for them to take defensemen here, but with Wahlstrom on the table, they've got to take him. He's a good, strong, offensive-minded player, and that's definitely something that they need after losing Panarin, and with Kane getting older and whatnot in a few years. Wahlstrom can come up, and I think he can really make an impact on Chicago. Pick number 9, the Rangers' first pick. I have Jesperi Kotkaniemi. If I said that wrong, I apologize. I think I got it right, but I could be wrong. Now, I have them taking a center in their first of 3 first-round picks. Now, I do expect them to move one of them. I can't see them taking all three when they could trade one out, get a roster player right now that can help out. But either way, Kotkaniemi, their first of 3 picks in the first round this year. I think he's going to be a great player for the Rangers as well. Again, he's an offensive-minded player, but he's a center, and he's the first center I have going in the draft. And I think he could really get it done as a great two-way player for the Rangers. Edmonton. My goodness. How did you get here? You should be in the playoff. You should be Stanley Cup champion. Like, look at the team that you could have had. Pick number 10, I have them taking Evan Bouchard of the OHL here. I don't know, guys. I like reading this and seeing this happen, having Bouchard drop this far. Do I think it's going to happen now? I don't. If Edmonton gets Bouchard at the 10 spot, sorry, that's a steal. It's the most points since Ryan Ellis. I mean, Evan Bouchard, a right-handed defenseman from London, he'd be a great fit with Edmonton, especially since they need defensive prospects. They need that defensive help, but I don't know if he's going to fall that far, to be honest. Now, for the New York Islanders, back-to-back picks. With pick number 1, they take center Joe Veleno. He's going to be a great fit there. Now, the only reason I was saying that they might not take Veleno, is because they do have Barzal now. But with Tavares possibly leaving and whatnot, they need to fill that center depth as well as they can, and Joe Veleno is going to be a great fit there. And with their second pick number 12, I have them taking Ty Smith, defenseman from the WHL. Good offensive defenseman, but he also has a really good defensive zone presence. I don't know. I don't know too much about Ty Smith, unfortunately. I know he's a smaller player, but he does like to play the body. So hopefully he can be a good fit with the Islanders as well as Joe Veleno. Now for the Dallas Stars, I kind of did something a little bit different, something that I was going completely against myself. I was thinking Dallas needs defense, and what do? I have them drafting Grigory Denisenko, who's a left winger. Now, I think he's going to be a really good player. Obviously, I can say that about every player in this draft, and I probably will say that about every player in the draft. He's a right-handed player. He can protect the puck. He's a good two-way player, and I think that's something that Dallas definitely could use. Obviously, with Ben and Sagan on the first line, I don't know if Radulov will be back this year. They may trade him away or whatnot. But with Radulov and Denisenko on the second line, that could be a great fit. Svetsa's probably on his way out. They need another two-way player. Denisenko, that's my pick. Now, this is where things kind of come off the rails. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know a lot about some of these players, and I apologize in advance if I say something wrong or whatnot. But with the Philadelphia Flyers, I have them taking Barrett Hayden of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. I did watch him play a bit this year, and he's going to be a really good young player, and I keep saying it, but he had 60 points in 63 games, and he's, you know what, he's kind of your gritty grinder type player. He was in a checking role this year, and he had 60 points. That's crazy. Obviously, he's only in the OHL, but if he can play like that in the NHL too, he will be a dominant force for years to come. All right, the Florida Panthers, Dale Tallon, I have taking Saron Noel. Again, he's a big player. Florida seems to like their big players. It makes sense. He's a right winger, which I think they probably could use another defenseman or two, but they have a lot of good young players in the system, and he's going to be coming up 6'5". He's a big guy. He'll be out there. Give him a couple years, and you know what I've read is that he's actually a very quick player. Even though he's big, he's very, very fast, so that could be a great fit for Florida. Number 16, the Colorado Avalanche. I have them taking Bode Wild, a defenseman. Obviously, Tyson Barrie on his way out. They don't have a lot of defensive prospects, so Bode Wild makes him a lot of sense for me. He's going to be playing in the University of Michigan for the next year, but it should be pretty interesting to see how he progresses, especially if he goes to Colorado. New Jersey at 17, I have taking Rasmus Kupari. He's a center from Finland. I think he'd be a good fit. Obviously, they need some center depth, and they also need some defensive depth, so this could be a pretty interesting pick. But I think a center, especially someone who has good offensive skills, definitely fits in well with the New Jersey Devils. Now, pick number 18, the Columbus Blue Jackets. I have taking Matthias Samuelsson. He's playing for the United States Hockey League right now. He's big, 6'3", 217. And, I mean, he's more of a defenseman. He does put up some points, 31 points in 58 games this year, but I think he's going to be a good two-way big defenseman for the Columbus Blue Jackets, who I think, being honest, probably need. Pick number 19, Philadelphia, Isaac Lundestrom, the center from Sweden. I've read a lot about him, but I don't know anything. I haven't actually seen him play. But from what I see, he's very quick, and he has great puck skills, and he's all offense. So, I mean, he's not a two-way player, But put him in with someone like Jakub Voracek and whatnot. Let him hone his skills. He could be a great player for Philadelphia. Now, this one, I'm kind of, I don't know. This is the LA Kings. I picked number 20, taking Ryan Merkley. And I don't know if Merkley's going to go this high. I think he could. I think he's, you could compare him to Quinn Hughes, I think. He's smaller. He's not as small as Hughes, but he has extremely good offensive skills. The only thing is, I've heard problems with his maturity, but he's definitely somebody who you can put out there on the power play. You can put out there in, I think, big-time positions, and I think he could get it done. Pick number 21, the San Jose Sharks. I have taking a defenseman, K'Andre Miller. No secret that they need some defensive prospects, and he's a big one at 6'3". I think he could definitely help out the defensive pool there in San Jose. Again, with Ottawa here at pick number 22, I have them taking another defenseman, Jet Wu from Moose Jaw. Now, again, with Erik Karlsson leaving, they need as much defensive help as they can get, if he leaves. If he leaves, of course. But I think that they're going to have that backup, and Jet Wu is going to be a good two-way defenseman. He likes to play the body, and he did put up a decent amount of points, 25 and 44 as a defenseman, and he is right-handed, so that should help. Pick number 23, the Anaheim Ducks. I have them taking Akil Thomas of the Niagara Ice Dogs. He's a center, which is definitely something that Anaheim's going to need in the future, obviously with Gislav and Perry getting older, and they have some young players coming up, but I think that Akil Thomas will definitely help them out. And he scored the most points in the OHL for a forward, which is awesome for them. That's 81 points. Seeing him fall this far, I don't know. I don't know if he will fall down to 23, but if he's available, I expect them to take him. Number 24, a steal for the Minnesota Wild, Ty Dellandrea. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. He played for Flint this year, and he had great times with the top prospects game and in the World Under 18. So that's awesome. He's going to be a great fit for Minnesota. The only thing is, I don't know if he'll fall this far. If he does, they have to take him. Oh, Toronto at 25. I had them taking Ryan McLeod, and I went back and forth on this quite a bit, but he had 70 points in 68 games. He's a center, and he wins a lot of faceoffs. And you know what? The thing is, I don't think Toronto's going to be able to keep all of their players. They're not going to be able to keep all of Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. They have all the young kids that are there. They're going to lose a couple. They're going to have to slot in somebody to come in. I think Ryan McLeod makes a lot of sense. With the second pick for the New York Rangers at number 26, I have them taking Jarek McIsaac, two-way defenseman from Halifax. They need defensive prospects. I have them taking a forward first, so obviously defense comes second, and Jarek McIsaac seems to be the best one available. Back to Chicago for pick number 27. Callan Addison, I think, is who they're going to be going with. And again, this one, it could be a big change, but he's a defenseman from the WHL. He's only 5'10", so he's not a big guy, but he's a good offensive defenseman, and that's definitely something that they could use there in Chicago. So Callan Addison, even though he's not great defensively, could be a great offensive piece for Chicago. Now, the Rangers, again, I have this player going as high as like 17. I have him falling all the way down to this pick with the Rangers, Alexander Alexiev, the defenseman from Red Deer. And I don't know, guys. The thing is, like, he could go super high, and he could not even make the top 30. Like, it's such a deep draft this year. It's going to be really interesting, but he's 6'3". He's very skilled, and the thing is, he's a good two-way. So you have a lot of two-way defensemen coming in. I think he's going to be a good fit. I don't know. I think this is a smart move for the Rangers to pick him over some other players that are in the draft. Pick number 29, I have a lot of teams and a lot of scouts saying that this player is going to go to Detroit at number 30. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that the St. Louis Blues are going to take him. It's going to be Dominic Buck. I think I said that, or I can't imagine I said it wrong, but I have him going to the St. Louis Blues, and don't get me wrong, he's not going to be, I don't believe anyways, he's not going to be your next big right-handed scorer, but he is 6'1", he's right-handed, and he had 41 points in 35 games in the Swedish Junior League. Thing is, he's not playing with like men, like other players are playing with in leagues like that. But I think he could be really good, and he does look to shoot, which St. Louis, you need some scorers. Oh, pick number 30, my Wings are back, and with Bach off the table, I have them taking, and I'm sorry, Benoit Oliver Group. I said that wrong, right? Oh, whatever. I have Detroit taking him. Again, though, like this is there's so many young players that could be slotted in the spot, and I was really debating on taking another defenseman. I'm not. I'm taking Benoit Oliver. I almost had Sandin in here. I think he's going to go, if not, very early second round, he could go even in the first round. But Detroit, number 30, taking Grim. And last but not least, your Stanley Cup winner, the Washington Capitals, taking Jonathan Taichonic. I love the name. He's a defenseman. definitely going to need some defensive prospects, especially with Carlson leaving. And he was the fastest player at the Combine, is what I had read. So if that's the case, he's going to be great for Washington in the future. Ty Chonick, Washington, your final pick. Now, guys, that will do it for my mock draft for the NHL 2018 draft coming up. Let me know down below what you think, and let me know what you think your favorite team is going to take. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'll be back tomorrow with an episode of Hut Warriors. If you guys are excited, make sure you leave a like, and I will get back to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.